Okay, so today I'm going to make some falafel. So what you need is some chickpeas. I've got 500 grams here of chickpeas. You need some onions. I've got there's 2 onions, but it's like 1.5 onions really, because this is a really small onion. You need a handful of parsley. This is a handful of parsley. And you can put some pepper in. That's optional. Okay, so what you need to do first is to soak the chickpeas. So I've got 500 grams of chickpeas here. I put that in a bowl, and then you need to just add water to it, and then cover it well with cold water. I mean, the amount of water that I have here is roughly 3 times the amount of chickpeas, but it has to be covered well with water, and you leave it to soak for 3 days. Make sure that you don't actually touch this, because if you do touch it with your fingers or anything else, it's going to start smelling. Yeah, so we're going to leave it uncovered. Okay, so it's been 3 days now since I've been soaking this. I soaked it Saturday morning, and it's now Monday morning. So the first thing to do is to pour out all the old water that's in there, and put in fresh amount of, and then put some fresh water inside. Okay, so I've poured out the old water and put some new water inside. This is just to prevent it from smelling when you're touching it. And what you do next is you have to actually remove the skin from the chickpeas.
Skin.
So you're removing the skin. As you can see, this is the skin removed, and those are the chickpeas that I've removed the skin from. So you just peel it gently, like that. I mean, some chickpeas, when you soak it, it doesn't take too long to peel it off, but this one seems to take a bit longer. But persevere. Okay, so now that I've peeled the skin off the chickpeas, the next thing to do is to puree it in the food processor or the blender attachment. Okay, so once you pureed the chickpeas, the next thing to do is to add the parsley, the onions, and like I said, the pepper is optional. You don't need to put pepper inside if you don't want to. You just put that into the blender, the food processor, without any water, no water added, and just mix that as well. Okay, so that's the chickpeas pureed. It's very fine. You can see there, that's fine. And that's the mixture of parsley, onions, and pepper, which I said is optional, which I've pureed. I also added a pinch of salt to it, but the amount of salt you add, again, that's to your taste, your discretion. So the next thing to do is you need to combine the pureed parsley, onion, and pepper into the chickpea mixture. Yeah, so basically mix this very well, mix it thoroughly. If you find it difficult to puree the chickpeas and the parsley mixture, make it very fine, then you can always use a pestle and mortar, because some blenders are not able to, some food processors are not able to puree it to make it very fine. So it's been mixed thoroughly, and so what I'm going to do as well is add a quarter teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda or baking soda. That's a quarter teaspoon. This is going to help it to rise a bit, and again, you need to mix this thoroughly. If you use too much baking soda, you find that it tastes very soapy, so I think a quarter teaspoon is just good enough. So just mix that again thoroughly. So I've mixed it in thoroughly, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this mixture for around 10 minutes so that it will rise slightly. So cover it up with a lid. Yeah, so cover it up and leave it for around 10 minutes, and then you're ready to prepare it. Okay, so it's been 10 minutes now. Even if you were to leave it for more than 10 minutes, that's fine as well. So what to do now is to form some balls of it, and as you're doing that, it's also good to now heat up the oil, because you're going to now fry these in oil. So in here I've got some vegetable oil that I am bringing to the boil. So I'm heating up, and I'm not put too much oil inside, but that's, you just trying to fry the falafels. Okay, so the oil is hot now, so I'm just putting the falafel balls inside, and we're just going to fry them and turn them over once it turns brown on each side. When you see that it's turned brown slightly, then lower the temperature a little bit, the heat setting, and just flip it over to the other side. You don't want it to be burnt without being cooked. Okay, so the falafel has browned on both sides, so I'm just taking it out, and I'm just letting the water absorb onto the tissue, and then just continue frying the remaining. The reason why we have hot oil first and then lower it is so that it doesn't soak up too much oil. And those of you that don't know, when it's the time when you can see, the way to tell that the oil is hot enough is actually heat up the oil, put a little bit of onion inside. This is a slice of onion. When the onion now turns brown, the oil is hot enough. Okay, so the falafels have been fried now. The 500 grams of chickpeas makes roughly 40 to 45 of these falafels. So serve the falafel with pita bread and salad on the side as well. Okay, so I'm serving it with onions, cucumber, tomatoes, lettuce, and I've got a pita bread here. So what I do normally is actually put the falafel into the pita bread with salad, mix it up, and may add some Tabasco sauce. If you like, you can add some ketchup or barbecue sauce to it as well if you want it to be a bit more fluid. Yeah, so I hope you enjoy this.